Hello there. My name is Basil Malik, and I'm the president and CEO of Malik Incorporated. And today I wanted to give you a cursory look at our Sage 100 REST API. Now, we have things planned specifically for this. However, we don't want it to be limited by our own devices or what we want to do. This seems to be a relatively high need within the Sage 100 ecosystem. There are other options out there. We are not the only one. However, we like to think that since we don't really have any skin in the game, this just creates a very nice, robust set of tools that you might be able to use to build solutions and effectively connect your Sage 100 solution to web applications, allowing you some semblance of modernization within a legacy platform. What we're looking at here on the screen is Postman, and behind Postman, we have Sage 100 pulled up in the background. Specifically, we have customer inquiry. With customer inquiry pulled up, we take a look here, we're just going to see that there's no 01-testco. We're going to use that customer number here in a bit, but just pointing out that it's not there at the moment. I don't want to feel like a bad magician later on and say, ta-da! So that's effectively the setup that we're working with in this particular video. We're in Postman. We've created a set of tools that allow you to at least have a starting place. Our Sage 100 REST API is intended to be a very secure point-to-point solution that allows your web application, whether it's a CRM, a website, whatever it might be, even other third-party solution, it gives you a set of base endpoints that you're starting with. Not just base endpoints from a get me this information from these tables, but more specifically, post as well. So as an example, we've got all of these get calls. We can see customers, we can filter customers and pull those records back, sales history from the customers, so on and so forth. And even some of the setup tables, I guess is probably a better way of saying them, like AR salesperson and like even IM warehouse as an example. But all of these are here, and we're going to walk through a couple of examples in a little bit, but just showing you that we have quite a bit available out of the box. And if I just expand all of these really quickly, you can get a sense for just how much we have out of the box. Now, all of these endpoints are available by default. They work with the business object interface programmatically, so it's adhering to the best practices when exchanging data with a Sage 100 solution. Now, this applies to standard, advanced, and premium. It doesn't matter if you're using a SQL-based backend of your Sage 100 system, or you're using advanced or standard, for example, a ProvideX database. Either way, these APIs will work, and we've allowed them to be secured through a very specific method. Now, to give you an overview, here is the starting place. And again, we're just reiterating what this is and what it isn't. And if there's any additional endpoints that you need to add, you can do that as well, as long as those tables and functions that you're trying to call all are on the updated and new framework. So that's, for the most part, the vast majority of the tables within Sage 100 today. If we take a look at what we can do, or how the setup is configured rather, the authorization doesn't matter. And for those familiar with Postman, this might make a little bit of sense, but this allows you to effectively have a set of tools that you can immediately use and start querying a REST API endpoint for Sage 100. We'll configure the actual URL. This is our domain, Sage 100 INT, and we'll just append your URL to the beginning. You'll pick a username, password, and we'll leverage that to actually make calls. Without leaning too heavily on the templates that we have here, you'll see that it reuses those things in order to actually make secure calls. Notice the HTTPS. And from that, we're actually getting information and pulling it back. Here, we're using variables throughout. That way, it doesn't matter what your username, what your password, or what your instance might be. We're able to easily call those and set you, the customer, up with something that is useful right off the bat. If I come up here, I've got in my sandbox environment, which you see in the background here, we have all 4 companies running at the same time. So we can do multi-company setup, we can do individual company setup, and effectively use these tools to ping or push data into the Sage 100 system. If I wanted to execute this, and actually I'll go ahead and show the variables here. Here we've got the endpoint that is going to be used, the username, and the password. Those last two are going to be blurred out just to make sure that no one tries to push a bunch of junk into my test system here. But if I wanted to query that and pull back all the customers, I can do that. And you can see here it's pretty quick. It didn't even take a full second to actually get everything back. And it pulled back a grand total of 20 records because that's all that exists within my Sage 100 demo data. Now that's all well and good. Getting data out of Sage 100 has been relatively easy over time, but where it gets really compelling is when we want to push data. So if we want to create a customer or create a contact or create a ship to, create a new vendor record, a vendor contact, sales order, so on and so forth, we can now do that via the Sage 100 REST API very, very easily. This is a very quick solution to stand up and deploy. If we want to look at creating a new customer, here is a bunch of information that we're going to push across and create a new customer. And then we're going to create a new customer contact for that customer. Here, I'm sending a bunch of information across. Now, if I want to, I can send all of it, but if I've got blank data, for example, maybe I don't exactly want to do that. So I'm just going to comment out some of these lines. And actually, we'll do tax on this. Maybe we'll do UPS blue. I can type correctly. All right, so now we've got this. And if we're ready to push it, we can send it. Might help if I actually had the correct address in the URL. So with that minor change, now we can come back into customer inquiry, take a look. There's O1 Testco. Here's this. And you can see here all the information has come across. So very quick, very painless, goes right into Sage 100. All right, so we've got a new contact that we also want to add. So let's come over here. And there's really not a bunch of stuff. So from Sage 100 API, you have to adhere to the field limitations. Not really anything that we can do about that. So if I wanted to, I can go through and comment every single one of these lines out. Not going to do that. I will go ahead and put in a title, resident, and let's go ahead and push this through as well. And there we go. We have a success down at the bottom. So in theory, if I leave this, come back and take a look at the contacts for this, I can see I now have a contact as well. So there we have it. We're able to easily push in information directly from a Sage 100 REST API call from a web application. Presumably this could be from a CRM, from a website, from a customer portal, you name it. There's a lot of opportunity here that allows us to make changes to our Sage 100 system, get data out of it very easily, and basically just have better control of our Sage 100 data from a programmatic standpoint, allowing you to extend the life of your Sage 100 solution, presuming that you are looking at moving to a cloud-based solution. And if not, this gives you another really good cost-effective alternative to something that's out there on the marketplace today and allows you to get a little bit more wear and tear, if you will, out of your Sage 100 system. So there I just set my primary contact to the one that was created, all well and good. And lastly, I'm just going to send another quick push across. Maybe I got the email address wrong. tmctest. Send that -2, maybe the president and CEO, and we can send that across as well. And there you have it. That updates. I can pull up test here, and you can see email address has been updated, notes have been updated, title's been updated, all well and good. So again, very cost effective. We'll be doing more teasers about our Sage 100 REST API and how we're selfishly going to be connecting it to other solutions in the marketplace, as well as new solutions that have yet to enter the Sage 100 marketplace. So Stay tuned. We hope you found this information beneficial. And if you are curious to learn more about this or be some of our first customers that are interested in jumping on and being early adopters, you can reach out to REST API help at malik-inc.com. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.